This is Dr. Bev Knox, and you are listening to my Psychology Tutorials. Learn psychology while you sleep. Psychologists arm their scientific attitude with the scientific method, a self-correcting process for evaluating ideas with observation and analysis. In its attempt to describe and explain human nature, psychological science welcomes hunches and plausible sounding theory, and it puts them to the test. If a theory works, if the data supports its predictions, so much better for that theory. If the prediction fails, the theory will be revised or rejected. How do theories advance psychological science? In everyday conversation, we use the term theory to mean a mere hunch. In science, a theory explains behaviors or events by observing ideas that organize what we have observed. By organizing isolated facts, a theory simplifies. By linking facts with deeper principles, a theory offers a useful summary. As we connect the observed dots, a coherent picture emerges. A good theory produces testable predictions called hypothesis. A hypothesis is a testable prediction often implied by a theory. Our theories can bias our observations. To avoid biases, psychologists report their research with precise operational definitions of procedures and concepts. Operational definition is defined as a carefully worded statement of the exact procedures used in a research study. For example, human intelligence may be operationally defined as what an intelligence test measures. The three types of research methods I will be going over is descriptive, correlation, and experimental. Descriptive basic purpose is to observe and record behavior. Naturalistic observation is watching and recording the natural behavior of many individuals. Surveys and interviews are simply asking people questions in various ways. A survey looks at many cases in less depth. A survey asks people to report their behavior or options. Questions about everything from sexual practices to political opinions are put to the public. Among the oldest research methods, the case study examines one individual or group in depth in the hope of revealing things true of all of us. Correlation. What does it mean when we say two things are correlated? And what are positive and negative correlations? Describing behavior is a first step towards predicting it. Naturalistic observations and surveys often show us that one trait or behavior is related to another. In such cases, we say the two correlate. A statistical measure, the correlation coefficient, helps us figure out how closely two things vary together. Experimentation. What are the characteristics of experimentation that make it possible to isolate cause and effect? An experiment is a research method in which an investigator manipulates one or more factors, which is the independent variables, to observe the effect on some behavior or mental processes, which is the dependent variable. By random assignment of participants, the experimenter aims to control other relative factors. In an experiment, the experimental group is the group exposed to the treatment, that is, to one version of the independent variable. In an experiment, the control group is the group not exposed to the treatment. Contrasts with the experimental group and serves as a comparison for evaluating the effect of the treatment. Random assignment is assigning participants to experimental and control groups by chance, thus minimizing pre-existing differences between the different groups. In an experiment, a double-blind procedure is a procedure in which both the research participants and the research staff are blind or ignorant about whether the research participants have received the treatment or a placebo. In double-blind studies, researchers check a treatment's actual effects apart from the participants and the staff's belief in its actual healing powers. Just thinking you are getting a treatment can boost your spirits, relax your body, and relieve your symptoms. This placebo effect is well documented in reducing pain, depression, and anxiety. Athletes have run faster when given a supposed performance-enhancing drug. Drinking decaf coffee has boosted vigor and alertness for those who thought they had caffeine in it. In descriptive, correlational, and experimental research, statistics are tools that help us see and interpret what the unaided eye might miss. Sometimes the unaided eye misses badly. Accurate statistical understanding benefits everyone. To be an educated person today is to be able to apply simple statistical principles to everyday reasoning.